Why don't we do 8 bits and we can call this episode a bite?
8-bit frogs. Do you remember that?
I don't remember 8-bit frogs.
I don't want to talk about 8-bit frogs because you never made me gamer of the month or whatever.
I think it's permanently Daniel.
I'm gamer of the month.
I think so. We made it. We
That
made
makes
a
me
Steam.
happy.
We made a Steam group back in the day, and I think someone else owns it now that none of us know. But I think you're still gamer of the month or gamer of the week.
How did I become gamer of the week? I have like literally no memory of this goal.
I don't know, but welcome to the Neon Apes podcast, everyone. We wanted to do a special shout out because we hit 100 subs on YouTube, and also this is the 50th 101
at time
subs.
of recording.
Exactly, yeah. So and this is our 50th ever episode. It's insane. We've been doing this for 50 episodes because that's been like once a week.
I was gonna immediately say that's how many presidents there's been. I'm like, wait, no, that's how many states there are. There's been slightly less than 50 presidents.
Okay, so how long has this been? Have we been doing this for like 2 years, two and a half?
What
basically.
we release.
Literally,
like
we started around COVID. That's what I remember.
We
Like,
started a bit before.
Like literally,
COVID.
if
the
I
first
remember,
10 or so episodes.
we had like 2, maybe 3 episodes in the studio, and then
COVID happened.
What a time to start doing a podcast.
What a
Yeah.
time to
Like-
grind.
Hey, but yeah, we wanted to thank you guys so much that listen or watch. If you are someone, we know a lot of people watch over on YouTube. If you know anyone or anything that like doesn't like watching stuff like this, or you don't want to, we're on like every single audio platform. So just in case you guys forgot, you can listen to us while almost getting hit by other cars on major highways.
I almost. There was a close call today on the highway.
What happened?
I turned on the light. I didn't know the guy was there, so I swore about it.
Oh,
It was just a simple.
so it's on you.
I had a close call on my way to school, like when it iced a couple days back, because my unnamed school didn't close the first day it iced, even though it iced in the morning. They didn't close until 3, so I drove there to attend a lab. I did like the first hour and a half of the lab, and then they sent a text that said, okay, actually, we're closing at 3. And then they were like, okay, well, shit, lab's canceled, go home. So, because the school decided to close down the roads, I had to drive on the ice there, then drive on the ice back. And, like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
It was infuriating because, like, at the end of closing at 3 feels like just a token gesture so they can say, oh, look, we like
did
the
it.
safety of our students, even though I had to, like, go there and back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember seeing some of that on your story. I think I saw it like all after the fact, but it was like, yeah, I'm going to school. I have to go to. I'm now trapped here. At,
I
like,
do
school.
not own an ice scraper. I sat for like 15 minutes waiting for the like heat thing, the defog on my car to like thaw the ice enough to like get it off.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my sister was driving us back. We celebrated Christmas last weekend because we've been trying to go to Christmas for a while, and it got delayed the first time because my grandparents came in town with COVID, and so we wanted to keep them safe. Second time was because we got COVID for realsies, and then so we finally celebrated it. But on the way back, my sister, like there were several times my sister had to just like slam on the brakes because of the highway that we all know of, like is that I don't know, do people actively just try to kill you on that highway? Like it is. And
I guess for some context, we live in Texas and we got like light ice here, and whenever that happens the state catches on fire. So
yeah,
like,
at least it caught on fire a little bit less this time than last year or whatever.
That was fun.
That was interesting. It was pretty.
That last year, I was literally stuck on a hill, going up a hill. I couldn't go up it at one point. I was at a stoplight. I was at a stop sign, but I was like, "All right, please go." And it was like, "Rrrr." I was like, so I just reversed and I did it again, and I finally got up.
Yeah.
And just slowly. I felt bad for my car. I was like, "Rrrr." Like I was literally like maxing out the car to get up there.
Oh my gosh, it's man, I know, like we've talked about before, I don't think on the podcast, but like there's like a lot of people, a lot of friends of ours that don't drive because they're like super anxious or like they waited really long. We have like one friend, Manuel, shout out to him, he edits the micro content of these. He finally got a car And so it's nice. So like I understand why people like don't want to do it, but like especially here in Texas, like it's kind of a necessity to just like function. Like
Yeah, if you don't have a car in Texas, you really can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I don't know, the way stuff is laid out, it's living area, buying shit area, and, like, a sea of concrete in between those two.
yeah.
Is this something recent? Because you've been talking about this for a while, like off podcast. Like, is this something you just want to bring up just because we're talking about cars?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
we're specifically
like,
talking about cars right now.
I didn't really care about why. I will take any chance to shit on, like, I don't know, just having cars
Oh
go
yeah,
everywhere.
no. I think I was talking about it on a live stream recently or something as well, because I just like had the realization that I literally was the first friend in like our friend group to get a car, so I was like driving everyone around.
Well, to
and
be
then-
fair, the problem is you're the most extroverted and the one that hang out the most. So you get mad that in order to hang out, you would have to drive people.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But like the longer, so like at the beginning of it, it might not have been warranted, but like we're at a point now where I feel like I'm able to start. I don't get mad, but there's like a couple friends that I definitely like wish I could hang out with more. But it's such an effort to like pick them up, you know, like be their chauffeur. Like I wasn't hanging out with like Manuel like a little bit as much, and then as soon as like Manuel got a car and could just like go play, you know, like be places.
It is, like, I don't know, it's something you need if you live in just anywhere in the United States.
Yeah, no, for sure. But man, yeah, no, I don't know. I guess we could maybe knock out, unless there's anything else people are talking about or in
All right,
cars.
I guess if we're talking about ranting about friends, I just want to say if the capital of Ukraine falls within the next week, it's because of Corey, because he didn't watch the season finale of Daredevil with me the other night.
What did you
I
say?
made that claim. I made the claim that if he does not watch with me Daredevil tonight, then Kiev's gone. And he'll be on him. And I'm
And
just saying.
he chose not to watch it
Yeah.
with, like, that many
And yeah,
lives
it's
on
good.
the line.
It's coming off of Netflix on March.
Dang, that's funny, but also like I'm just like fully like understanding like the how like privileged we are to not be in like a place of war. Like, you know what I mean? Like these
Oh, yeah, I
people
know.
in like Ukraine,
Yeah.
their lives are like. Oh, I heard that Russia's literally just now going and attacking like civilian like apartment buildings and stuff.
They've been doing that
Like-
the whole time, as
well,
far as I understand.
I think they were like,
Or, like,
trying to
accidentally do
avoid,
it.
you know, and so most of them weren't civilians. But apparently, Ukraine is like fighting back hard. Like honestly, like Russia's
good for
taking
them,
some.
dude.
What I
L's,
love about
dude.
like giant events like this is if you go certain subreddits or certain parts of the internet, they show like just random parts that are so cool but aren't like they're just random things that are just like a glimpse into this fucking like random event. And one of them is the the Japanese diplomat in Ukraine, like Ukraine's diplomat for Japan, literally like ordered his like samurai ancestral, like his great grandpa's ancestral samurai armor, was like, this is my country, my honor to
my
protect my.
God.
He's there. I don't know if he's fighting. It might just be all like just for show. But he looked awesome.
I mean, if
Yeah.
he's even staying in there after doing that, that's a massive personal risk. I think that's cool as hell.
Yeah, like I know the president or whatever of Ukraine, like Zelensky, like his you know approval ratings or whatever were, you know, which if you don't know the backstory of him, he's literally a comedian that was in a TV show where the premise was he became the president and had to be the president. So he then runs for president and becomes the president. But he literally, like, the US literally was like, hey, like, you know, like we can like evacuate you if you want. And he's like, no, like I'm staying here. I don't need to be evacuated. We need like more arms, like, you know,
Also,
like ammunition and stuff.
he
So he's fighting like
Guess-
on the lines.
Guess what movie he was the Ukrainian dub in?
What?
Paddington Bear.
Paddington Bear?
He
He was the bear. He's the Ukrainian dub of the bear,
And so that is.
and he's also now like a national. Not honestly,
Where
like
do you
national.
find
A
these
war hero.
pieces of trivia, man?
It's literally everywhere. Like every aspect of like these are just random glimpses about all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the
It's-
internet do.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So like, yeah, no, it's interesting. You know, it like definitely sucks that they're going through that, but like it definitely just makes you appreciate how much just like being like, you know,
There's also a lot of
Not
like
in
they're
war right
honestly staring death at the face and saying, "Come at me, bitch."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there are like no words to
Like-
describe. I don't know what that takes. That's
mhm.
I watched it's probably obvious even if I say it, if I don't say his name, but made a really good take on how like I think Ukrainian army ads are some of the only like logically like cool or good army ads, because they're literally like their ads are just like, dude, I'm just a teacher, but I'm like here fighting against like no one's actually like a hero, like born a hero. That's their ad. And
like
it's
right
kind of
now?
justified because they are actually being invaded right now.
Yeah, if there were a time for military propaganda, I wouldn't really worry about how much military propaganda Ukraine's doing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know that like a bunch of people have been like donating straight to like the just like Ukrainian military. They've just like been like tweeting out like their like donation, like pretty much the Ukrainian government's like, yo, cash at me please. Like, but like, you know, it's for good
Did
reason.
you hear about that island that was like 13 Ukrainian soldiers, and the Russian warship was like, get off, and they're like, fuck you,
Yeah.
and they just wiped them out.
What, the Ukrainians like wiped out the ship? Or?
No, the
No,
ship
no,
wiped
no.
them out.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, no, it's very like scary and real. Like, you know, we're kind of not taking it light, but obviously, like, you know, we understand it's like a whole thing. And so like if anyone somehow listening or watching this is affected, you know, definitely hope it gets better, because that's some fucked up shit going on right now. But I guess like war in general always is, but like this just feels so unnecessary. But that's, I mean,
yeah.
obviously, because
I will say it's really surprising to see a war where there is like genuinely and actually morally in the right side, where it's, I don't know, modern conflicts are always like some weird bullshit where there's like 15 different factions. Here an imperialist state is attacking like a democratically elected country,
Yeah.
and they're fighting like hell to defend it. There's no reason to not be on Ukraine's side.
Yeah.
here.
yeah, no, for some reason this whole time I thought like China was like supporting and backing Russia, which like I think they were like in their like talks, you know, like when it's all the countries, and you know they were like technically supporting them there, but apparently like China themselves is like shutting down, like making their banks not be able to like, you know, communicate with like, you know, Russian banks, and like they're like doing like other stuff as well. So I'm like, if you even get like your closest allies like China to be like, what the hell are you doing?
I wouldn't necessarily
Like,
call them close allies. I'd say they're allies because they don't like America.
yeah, and they're like pretty shitty governments, like not people, not the places, but like,
I mean, yeah, exactly.
though our government's shitty as well. I think like most governments are shitty, but they are extra
Theirs are
shitty.
like,
yeah.
I don't know, extra fundamental shitty. Ours is shitty because of just the way people have gamed it.
Yeah, like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad. I hope things get better. I don't know if they will, but it's kind of nice. Like, I thought Russia was kind of just gonna go in and, you know, clean shop, quite honestly. So,
I mean, you know, from what I hear, and you know, this is all like unreliable, but a lot of the POWs, or like Russian POWs, are saying shit like they didn't even know they were gonna go to war with Ukraine until they were in Ukraine.
oh,
Like
yeah.
they thought they were doing training. The paratroopers is what some of them said.
Gosh, yeah, that's odd. I see some of them where like they're not even having like enough resources, where like, so like their tanks are like literally like running out of fuel, like the Russian tanks, and then like sometimes like the Ukrainian towns next to them are literally like just going and towing the like tanks, like, because they're like, what are you gonna do? Like you can't stop us, like.
All right, that's actually hilarious. It's so cool.
Yeah, so
Also, some of the women are hooking up with Russian guys on Tinder and then just ambushing them and just capturing them.
why would a Russian military person think that they could
I don't know.
Dude,
go on Tinder?
But,
What?
I mean,
I don't know, you're some 19-year-old like conscript on like military amphetamines in a country you don't want to be in. Why not try to fuck?
I mean, I guess yeah, huh? Well, I guess good on you, Ukrainian women that do that, I guess.
There's so many different like stories coming out of this.
Yeah, for real. So, I think we have a couple. I figure before we like go into some other stuff, because it's like, you know, our 50th episode, we always like, you know, take questions and stuff from you guys. So always like feel free to, if you want us to answer stupid hypotheticals
Except one
or
guy.
anything. Except one guy, yeah.
We ignore him every time.
Apparently we ignore him every time. But yeah, no, so we had a couple questions. We'll just rapid fire through these. Opinion on toast. I think
Pretty good with butter.
with butter, I'd say it's like better.
Don't
with,
burn
like,
it too much.
avocado. Also, I agree with that.
I eat a piece of toast every single day.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Like with your coffee or something?
I have an omelet and toast because toast is like enough carbs to provide energy later. Oh,
Yeah, no, that's
Thank
good. Dude, no, yeah, toast. I need to have toast more, like avocado toast. Honestly,
man, that's why
Ew.
you don't have money.
that's why I'm yeah
If you
can't
just
afford
spent
a
less
house.
on that avocado toast, man.
Can't afford a house
Telling
because avocado.
Apparently, avocados are about to go like way up in price.
I saw a newspaper on that.
What is it? Because like we get them from Mexico and we're closing. What? Why is it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Wherever we get it from, we're not going to be able to get it from them anywhere. That's the context of the avocados.
The avocadoians will not be supplying us anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is a question for everyone but Matthew, I guess. Best Magic the Gathering color and why is it green and blue is the worst?
I mean,
I like
both
red.
is the
And that was
worst,
by
I
Zom.
agree.
The
I
first
remember-
question was by Twitch's terms of service. So okay, but okay. So what was your color?
I like black.
I was gonna
because
say black
I
as well,
was.
yeah.
I love like lifesteal stuff.
I like red.
Like just okay, so like red super aggro. Yeah, I think I like black like because I like the controlliness, like damnation and stuff like that. We played man, we probably talked about it before, but like I am like a huge Magic the Gathering person. I know you're.
You see, I never did the strats with that. There were just a lot of black cards with lifesteal, and I liked that mechanic.
Well, you probably
so
like
I got
white
a bunch
as
of
well, then.
dudes with lifesteal. I didn't really. I don't know. A lot of the keywords in Magic are still like they don't have any meaning to me.
Yeah, no, but I dude for 2 or 3 years of my life, me, Red, who's been on the podcast before, and Jackson, who's been on the podcast before as well, we would just go to the Friday Night Magic Magic tournaments and do that every Friday. So, okay, so 2 of us said black, 1 said red. Another color question: favorite primary colors.
Green,
Blue.
green, green.
And so
And whatever blue's Holden's picking.
wait, green isn't a primary color.
Wait, it's not.
Well, I guess it depends. He specifically said
Oh,
RGB, RYB, CYM, like, and this was Poppy Cars. So
So blue then.
What is it?
we'll just say favorite
Yellow
color
and
then.
blue that makes green. Yellow
Yeah,
and blue.
yellow and
in
blue.
50-50 combo.
50-50, okay.
Best primary.
Mine
color.
is cyan, which is like blue. So if I'm just like saying the primary color would be blue. And you
just
said
so-
blue as well.
I said blue, and after that I said whatever blue Holden's picking as well.
Oh, okay. So you like cyan as well? Did you know like what I was gonna say? And you
I
just
forgot the
agreed
name
with
of it, but I knew it was the
But you
shade
like
of blue.
it? Yeah, the like.
I
real-
wanted to surpass you.
How does saying you like the same
'Cause I
color
said
as
it
me
before you.
surpass you?
So technically, if anything,
No,
you would
but
be
you
stealing
had
my
to-
jib.
But my yours was hatched. What if I just stopped talking, huh? Your statement would have been completely dumb.
Well, then I didn't. That's why you didn't hear it. So you didn't do that. You fell for my trap.
You know? Okay, you got me. You got me.
Well, if I just stopped talking, well, then there would be 2 people on the podcast talking.
So okay, and Poppy Cars asked another question. If you had to pick, what is your favorite? What is your favorite? Oh, anime like show. Oh, this is a weird.
Anime light?
Yeah, so
Is it light or like?
Like. So I'm assuming things like Teen Titans or
Oh,
Castlevania.
Castlevania, yeah, so stuff like that. Which both of those are definitely on my
Castlevania's
top
pretty
3.
good, but
I literally watched 2 more episodes of Castlevania last night. That's a
I like Family Guy.
Corey in the house for my
Very
money.
good. Good anime. Well, that's a real anime.
That's a
Can't-
real anime. Okay, well, okay. First of all, can we just? It probably is easier for us to just list.
is Arcane anime like?
things.
What?
Is Arcane anime like?
I mean, you tell me.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I'd argue that's like pretty anime like.
Okay, so we have Arcane. We have Teen Titans, which Teen Titans is amazing. We have Castlevania.
I don't know. I'm taking anime like to be like anything with like exaggerated like.
Avatar, I'd say.
No.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
What
I
do you
guess
mean?
that's
No.
be slight. No, Avatar. I
Avatar-
think is
The
like
anime,
anime.
I feel like
like
that's
yes.
more cartoon.
I mean, it is cartoony, but it's
Literally,
also anime.
that's the number one people argue is anime, even though technically it's not. Or like if it is,
Really?
yes. Literally, everyone like in middle school.
Because like Teen Titans, like you have like Dan was saying, the exaggerated like facial.
I agree as well.
expressions
in Avatar,
Well,
they have that.
Is Castlevania still an anime? Because like
Castlevania has the
they have
that has
like
the art.
pretty realistically rendered faces.
Yeah, that's more just like the style, though. I feel like what Matthew said. The Castlevania just looks close to anime, right?
They don't really
Or-
do.
Nah, I don't know. Like Attack on Titan, where it's like really detailed stuff. Even anime has like super different like
art styles.
yes. What makes anime anime?
Well, I guess like obviously it's Japanese
It's made
animation.
in Japan. So what makes anime-esque stuff?
I
Is
still
it,
say
like,
Avatar.
It's weeb shit. Because then Avatar is definitely anime-esque because like the people that made that were definitely
Exactly.
weebs.
So okay, so say we say that. Okay, so what are there any other ones that we can think of? I can't because like all the other cartoons I've seen.
I'd say Arcane. I'd say no. Invincible is just like a Western comic.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, yeah. Is
Have you
there
ever
any,
seen Invincible? You
I've
should
never
watch
seen, like,
Invincible.
clips and stuff.
You really should. I know.
Well, yeah, you kept pitching that to me when I was like in a really weird mind space where I was not wanting like anything.
It is. I will say
Intense.
that's why I didn't
And-
sell it to you too, because you were like no death. You were like ooey death. I was like okay, well then sell it, like fucking Invincible.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
good for
seems
you.
like the worst
It
show
seems
possible.
Not very good.
But
for
it's
that.
good.
Oh no, I 100% agree. I'm starting to get back.
I still need to read the comic because I'm that invested now.
I'm excited for the boys.
I watched a bunch of like hour-long videos that basically explained like the plot of the comics, and it's
There's one
good.
plot point
Oh.
I'm not looking forward to though, and it's the thing that rhymes with grape. And I'm just not looking forward to that part of the series.
Maybe they just don't include it in the show.
They probably it's
well,
a big
then
part.
again, it's like an intense
I don't know.
show,
That's
so-
like it's not necessarily what you think when you. Well, it's still that.
A
But
bad person does it, but it still happens.
yeah, no, that's gonna be. Well, we'll see how that turns out.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll come back around. So yeah, I think those were all are just like rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire questions. So yeah, like always, you got any stupid questions or hypotheticals or whatever? I'm trying to think. Remember back in the media crash? I don't know why, but I just
dude,
remember
back in the
the
media crash days.
back when we were media crash. We talked about like King Kong, or I guess this was technically no, it's media crash, but
We
where
did the
just do
heist
the
episode.
hypotheticals or whatever. Oh, that too. Yeah, there were some good old episodes. I think they're like bad episodes, but like
I remember
still think
I
they're
like
good
the
bad
heist episode. I remember we had a bit with that.
Yeah, so like that was we were talking about like heists and like just in general. And that was fun to make a hypothetical. So I don't know, do we want to do that again? Like
yeah,
What
let's
kind
make
of
a
hypothetical?
hypothetical.
Okay, so
what are we gonna do?
so yeah, first of all, what is our goal, okay?
All right.
Our goal is to
What? Okay. This is kind of hypothetical, but we can each have an answer.
okay. Sure.
Is it okay?
Yeah, go.
What game would you want a new entry in, and what would be your fan version of it? Like features on it in a new entry? Because I have one for Fallout.
Okay, go ahead. So new Fallout game.
I
This is your pitch.
I have a lot, but I guess I'll just keep it quick, and maybe we can go back to me. But I was just saying maybe one. There's a lot of mods that I feel like you should basically make features like. Well, I guess Cyberpunk already did it, but like you can maybe have like alternate start options, and I think one of them should be you're just a traveler that walks into the map. So for anyone that just wants to just start, they can, but then you can have like the story starts where you have like a tutorial or something, and then later on you can have expansions that like there's like a tribal expansion. You can start as a tribal guy or something. I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
yeah.
And I've thought about like the gimmick where like one you can maybe I want multiplayer in Fallout, but I think 4-player co-op and maybe like
Oh my! How am I the most professional podcast person on the planet? Okay, go ahead, Matthew.
what was Anna? I was just gonna say basically have a system where like a design system where like every skill in the game has like a subsystem attached to it, like a sub game. So like lockpicking would be easy, it's just lockpicking, and like hacking would just be hacking. But like repair would have a whole thing where you would know what like
Oh, that sounds cool. So there's like interactivity with each of the
yes.
skills.
And like I was just thinking like if you balance a 4-player party right, you would have everyone like know.
Oh.
I don't know. I just thought that would be
So
really
like
cool.
yeah, you'd have like one person that might be just focused on like the shooting, like gameplay, or like one person that might be like tanky, or someone that's like lock picking and hacking.
Yeah. I probably would put like a limit on your special so you could only have like a specific build maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like purposely, cause yeah, like that's something that like Borderlands never really did. Surprisingly, like every class was like just kind of self-contained. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they all had like somewhat weak good things and bad things about them, but it's like anyone could do an elemental build, anyone could do a tank build, stuff like that. So that might be like also an interesting twist on like a future Borderlands game, right? Where they actually like make different roles or something. That's getting like super into RPG stuff like Disco,
Disco
Elysium or whatever.
Really good.
But do you have a potential franchise? I'm trying to think if I have like another one. Besides, like, I think it'd be cool if you took like, man, I just wish that like Valve would do more things with like.
They make money now.
Things.
They don't make games.
Like, I want a Team Fortress 3, man. That's what I want. I want a Team Fortress 3 that like, I don't know.
How do
I
you
just want
improve
Valve-
What would you
TF2?
do? Yeah, like what would you do?
Like, just port it over to a new engine. So first of all,
So I'm assuming
it runs better.
You don't make a new
and looks better.
Mercenaries, or do
No,
you?
no.
So why would you call it 3 then? Like what would you do?
New engine.
Graphical updates,
new-
I guess.
So is this
New
more like
graphics.
Overwatch 2, where it's like the same gameplay basically, but like slightly different things?
Yeah, but I feel like a change between like the Valve engine, like
I mean,
TF2 is
yeah,
on a
some
really
kind
old
of like
source.
technical update is needed because like playing that game, it's weird because they try to do like modern matchmaking stuff, but all of like the guts of TF2 are in like 2007 code.
Yeah.
Also, I'll say, I know New Vegas 2 was rumored by Obsidian people, but also there's been rumors for like, remasters of the older games. And I would say one of the best things that would happen for New Vegas to get people to play is just make it newer, but keep because it was also rushed. It had like 18 months or something. It was like
Honestly, I want to see like Obsidian get the rights to just kick ass on a Fallout game and actually be given the time to make a kick ass Fallout game.
and also don't
And
limit
it needs to be on a new engine.
don't limit their bonus to a Metacritic score.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's fucked.
But no, like any new Fallout game, I feel like just needs to be on a new engine.
Oh yeah,
They can't.
please.
They can't. I don't know, man. Like, do you like that's like? Remember the difference between? Have you played Borderlands 3 at all? Like it's the
Little bit.
newest one.
It's a,
But,
I
like,
played like the tutorial.
It's one of those games that like I didn't play as much as I wanted to. I finally beat it a while ago with Bora, but like it's a jump from 2 to 3 just as good as 2 to 1 felt like, and like 2.
Oh yeah, like it straight up feels like 5 times better to like just shoot.
Mostly because all the classes actually feel fun. Like
That, but like I think just like wouldn't you agree like at a fundamental like level the engine just like is
yeah.
like it's better, it's smoother.
They
it
also
actually feels
added
better
like
to shoot.
basically like Far Cry like running and gunning mechanics where you can slide and shoot and jump and
Yeah. The pre-sequel had some of that. Like I gotta say, the jetpack and pre-sequel, everyone craps on the pre-sequel.
Holden. I think
That was
me and
amazing.
you. I made this realization the other day. Your relationship with the pre-sequel of Borderlands is me with Arkham Origins of the Arkham games, where it was made by a different studio. It's the black sheep just because it's different, and it was kind of it's basically the same engine as like the second game, just like
Yeah.
but you think they added features that were cool and had story aspects that were cool. And
Yeah.
I think Arkham Origins the same, where like they just made another studio made an origin game where it was like Batman a year and like someone puts like a $10 million bounty on him and like 7 assassins attack him, and it was just pretty fun.
Yeah. No, yeah, some more of that could be good.
Um,
Do you have a have you thought of a franchise at all?
Yeah, there's this German company that made a game called Battle Brothers, and what I want them to do, because Battle Brothers was like kind of a small
Push
like
big like
budget
this.
project. I want to give them just unlimited funds and make the
A blank
ultimate
check?
form of Battle Brothers, because that game is like genuinely, once you get into it, peak strategy gaming. You have like 1,000 fucking options and all these different strategies you can do.
Yeah.
And at first it feels like bullshit, and then you hit like this point in the game where you realize that like you're not trying to min-max, you're trying to like do stats, and then the game gets a lot easier. Very good game. Highly
Yeah.
recommend. I hope they
I will say I don't know
continue
if
adding stuff to it.
a blank check might be a
I
little.
want to give them a blank
Okay,
check.
but what is that space game that like raises so much money that they keep like increasing
Yeah,
the
I don't know if
scope
that's-
of the game?
Okay,
and
but
then,
also they're like a
nothing
wholesome
happens?
German company. I trust them.
so you just have to avoid feature creep is basically what Holden's saying. Yeah, just don't just keep adding on things to save
No,
unlimited
they
budget.
are intelligent game designers. It is.
But if you go to someone and say, I will literally fund.
Well,
You could spend the rest of your
some
life on this
companies
game.
would some
like-
companies would definitely take it too far, but it depends on the company. I think
Okay,
from
when
what
I say
Daniel's
blank
describing-
check, I would probably limit it in the negotiations, but I'd be like, okay, how much do you need
Okay.
to make like
Yeah.
the best form of this game you possibly can? And then I'd add on a 30% bonus. That wasn't even
Okay,
linked to
okay.
a Metacritic score.
See, and I would make sure that they specifically, I would say you only get this money if like you don't crunch. So like everyone's only allowed to work like, 40 to 50 hours, like, because that's man, like like even like indie game companies, right, will like crunch, like, because like they're so passionate about their games. And so even if it's like a real wholesome thing where it's like all these indie developers like coming together, for which I understand that's somewhat important, but I don't know. Some of these companies like will just
Why?
crunch forever.
Why is it video games like industry has such this big problem with it?
I think
There's
'cause
a lot
everyone-
of people that are really passionate, and people with money are willing to exploit that passion for increased production.
But like
Like so many
theoretically,
people want to be a game
shouldn't that
designer.
happen? Like there's plenty of people that are into movie making and like.
I think there's way more people that
Dance.
want to
Yeah.
make games than want to make movies.
I would
I
agree
mean,
with
I
that.
mean, right now definitely,
I
but like,
think of like how many
there's still
people
a
enjoy
lot.
movies that want to be directors. Like that's a much smaller overlap than the number of people that enjoy games that want to make games. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that want to make games.
And I think it's because game development is so much more accessible than like 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 if you want to like I went to like like an equivalent of like a like sort of film school. Like they literally told like if you're trying to actually do like things like being a director or a writer or stuff like that, I mean you kind of have to like sort of just get lucky. And like I mean that's everything, but like game development, or I could just go work for a company, right? Like it's way easier to
Yeah,
I don't know. It's probably just because of how much like you could do that remote, right?
you have to be an intern at Microsoft, but eventually you could be the guy that like saves the Xbox One, like Phil Spencer. I think that's his name, right? He's the guy that.
Phil
means-
Spencer.
I know who that is. He's the CEO of Xbox, right? Right now.
Yeah, he's a new one, and he was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one that when he came in, he did all this cool shit with Xbox after the terrible announcement of the new Xbox.
Oh,
When
yeah,
they're
no,
like, you can only play it when it's online, and like all this bullshit.
yeah. How do you mess that up that bad? I don't. That's pretty bad. But yeah,
Because,
no.
some assholes looking at a board said, we'll make more money if we do DRM. And then they considered no other angle to that situation. And, like, they made a poor choice because of that.
Yeah, yeah. Man, dude. Yeah, no. Phil Spencer. I think I like him so much just because, like, as much as one can like a multi-million or CEO, of a company, but because I think he like has helped PC gaming a lot, like just in general with like all of the like Xbox, Microsoft
Yeah.
stuff coming to PC.
Yeah.
That
The fact that you
that
can
was
play
him.
Halo Infinite right now for free.
Yeah, we can play Halo Infinite for free
That
on a
is pretty
PC.
cool.
You can play any Halo game actually right now. I think on the PC officially via like the Master Chief
I
collection.
just
Like,
got a gamer pewter, so like.
oh my, yeah, you got to get
There's
the.
Play
a lot.
that.
There's so
Halo
many
it
games,
up.
Daniel. I need to remind and bully you to buy. I think
Dude, remind me that good games exist because I haven't been able to run like anything that's not basically an Excel spreadsheet on my computer.
Did you ever play Shadow
the
of
past several
Mordor?
years. I played the first one, yeah.
Okay, you should either get Shadow of War just for more of that game, but like with just basically cool battles.
And shitty microtransactions.
They took those out
Yeah,
after
they-
like a year and a half of
yeah.
the game coming out.
So it's just fun now.
Oh, sick.
That and just because I'm biased, I want you to play Batman Arkham games because it has the same combat system, and I just want someone to play a fucking Batman Arkham game because they're good games.
Yeah, I'd try it
But
out.
none of my this friend group besides Brian or Red, I guess, no one really was into comic books when like in high school, middle school.
Yeah.
So like I was the only one that cared about the Batman Arkham games. And I played them and they're really good. They're just good games.
I've never really cared all that much for superhero stuff, but have you seen like the new Harley Quinn thing on like I think it's on like DC's weird ass streaming service and HBO. It's like
Oh yeah, I've seen the first season.
unreasonably funny.
It's
Oh,
good.
really?
It's really good.
Yeah,
But the Batman games because one the combat.
you're a man of focus.
I want to do this because I want to. Well, I
No,
wanna
no,
go.
please
go. Yeah,
continue.
yeah.
But like they're not only just fun combat. They make you feel like Batman. They do.
Don't they have? Didn't like the Mad Max game like kind of do a similar like combat thing?
Yeah.
Where you have like the someone's about to hit you indicator and you gotta like either dodge
That
or
and,
do a bunch of like
Sleeping Dogs,
weird
which is just like China.
combat stuff.
It's like Yakuza, but for China. It's like it's set in like I don't know.
remember seeing like a Stir video about that.
Yeah, I've only ever seen gameplay of I've never talked to anyone that's actually played one of those games
haven't.
beside like YouTubers.
When I tried to play it, I had audio issues. But yeah, basically the Arkham games, just the first one is also kind of like a Metroidvania in a way, where it's like one giant, it's asylum, and you have to go to different parts. At one point, you're like, oh shit, okay, well, I have to get this antidote. Oh shit, it's Croc's lair in the sewers. You have to go down there. It's like a horror level where he's hunting you down in the sewers, and then you have to go and like fight Scarecrow, and you have to fight like Poison Ivy, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a fun Batman.
Yeah, no, I think that was the
Story.
one I played like for an hour or two. That's what I always do for like these single player games. Is just play them for an hour or two. Or
I would
whatever.
recommend, if you have a controller, Daniel, I could loan one to you, I guess, but like to play it with one, I prefer it with. But if you played like Shadow Mordor with the PC, it would be the same thing, pretty much.
Okay,
I
yeah,
feel
I
like-
can live with that. I've played on I've played Arma, so I'm kind of desensitized to just shitty PC control schemes.
Yeah, I always like there are definitely like honestly like 20 or 30% of the games I play I use a controller, like
I think it's-
even on PC.
I think those games are easier on keyboard just because like you can delegate like the execution rather than the combo to just F to just execute someone.
Yeah, to like, yeah, no, that seems like easier. But dude, Dan, now that you have a computer that can run any high quality thing, you should play Amori, the most graphically intensive game.
I should still play Amori. I'm doing school right now, and like anytime I'm playing video games, my brain is fucking off. But I want my brain to be on so I actually enjoy it.
Oh
you know?
yeah, no, that makes sense. That's a whole.
And last thing is you should, I don't know if you have it yet, but CK3.
CK3 was
I will say I enjoy it. You if you're one of those people like, oh, they made it less hard, I agree. But they make it less bullshit, because I feel like in CK2,
I mean,
it's
CK2
realistic where your fate is entirely how your children are, and if they're like somehow born fertile, you're like, well, I guess there goes my bloodline. Like you're just screwed. But they make it a lot better in this game, where like there's skill trees and they're actually cool, but you also become more powerful than your average guy. You just had more of an advantage than the NPCs.
I don't know, CK2, I feel like a lot of the difficulty comes from not knowing game mechanics, because like after 100 or so hours in that game, that game's easy. Like,
That's exactly what Holden was describing Dota to me.
Dota 2, I'm like, you just need 100 hours and then you'll like,
I thought it was like
It
1,000 or
clicks.
something. It was like
No,
it's
it
like
was 100
for
whereas it
Dota.
clicks,
I've
1,000
sunk
is where like
1,400 hours
Oh
into
my
Dota,
gosh.
and I am shit at that game. I regretted every single minute. I try not to live life with regrets, but man, I fucking regret playing Dota 2.
I want to know what like people that haven't played a MOBA honestly think of what a MOBA is, because literally everyone that both played it, that hated it, and played it and played it and still hated it, and played it and still hated it. Everyone that they know that played the game shits on it. No matter like
yeah,
what,
I mean, to be fair, that's probably like if you get really into any competitive game, like for us it was like MOBAs and like FPSs a little bit with like CS:GO, but like all the like everyone playing Valorant right now,
everyone
like
in a competitive game is really fucking salty, because like you care about whether you win or lose,
Yeah.
but just stats wise you're gonna be losing half the time, so half the time you're gonna be upset.
yeah,
that's why I think I gleaned toward those games. I don't have to worry about it as much. Like Battlefield was fun because at the end of the day, you could actually, well, I guess you could affect the game a bit with the checkpoints, but like it's like a 30 versus 30 game.
or 64
Yeah, like,
v 64 on
You're another
PC.
dot on like the stat boards.
It's
so
just
you're
fun
not
to
gonna
just be
affect
part
the
of a
game
battle.
a lot.
Yeah, like it's or like you could even take that to an extreme with something like Planet Side or like Planet
Have you
Side
ever
2.
played a game called Foxhole? Foxhole is really, really
That's
good.
like the top down kind of version
yeah,
of
it's
that,
like an
right?
isometric, like ongoing battle 24/7.
Yeah. That type of stuff, because yeah, obviously like you can you can matter
Literally,
a lot, but
in the game, the logistics players, so there's like a front line and a back line, and it's all on hex tiles, and it's open world, you can go wherever, but basically logistics players need to move resources from the back to the front. and logistics in that game has been getting progressively more terrible as they continue to expand the map out, because they've been like expanding the map, but they haven't been improving the ability for people to move stuff. So like with every single map update, logistics has just gotten shittier and shittier to play, and it's just not fun anymore. But these people are like, I still want to like play this game. So literally a bunch of people that do it made like an in-game, well, not in-game, it's like a community union, and they all said, okay, this war we're not doing anything, because like they reached out to the company multiple times saying, here's our issues with logistics, are you doing anything to address these problems? And they gave them nothing, complete silence.
Dang.
Yeah, and
That's so interesting that like a class, or like basically a class in the game is like, make us better, make us more fun, asshole.
yeah, because it's literally like, I don't know, I'm psychotic enough to do logistics and enjoy it in Foxhole, because for me, I don't know, I turn on music and just drive. Man, I'll seriously get home from doing Uber to play Foxhole to do logic.
Okay, at first I was thinking this was like, so I was imagining like a rim world, like you're like trying to like automate stuff, but is it literally you're just like playing like desert bus, like just like driving?
It's
like...
not that bad. It's like 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh my, like 10, 20 minutes there, 10, 20 minutes back?
Yeah.
And like, it's like, it's not a mini game, is it? Like, it's just like a straight up like drive?
You drive, you collect resources, you refine resources, and I don't know how to explain it, but like, if you get a good route going, and the problem is that like, there are good routes and there are bad routes, but like with the map updates, the map has been updating such that like all the routes to the front are bad routes. Because like Logi can be fun when it's like a 5-minute, okay, you collect resources, you deliver resources, because you get such a fucking dopamine hit when you drop off supplies to the front line, because everyone there is your best fucking friend. Yeah. Swear to God. I mean, there's other reasons to do it,
because like the other people playing, they're running out of ammo, and you're the one person like bringing them more like ammo.
Yeah, and like
supplies
seriously, with every run you do, you're like genuinely making a huge difference.
Yeah. No, I can see like
you can just drop off 140 more respawns for your dudes.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, is that?
That's
feels like
approximately right, or is it 11?
Either way,
I don't know
like,
the
more
size of the
respawns
truck
and
anymore.
It feels like
I haven't
Medic
played in a month.
in Battlefield, where no one wants to play them, but everyone needs them.
Yeah, like meta. Yeah, like so. You said they I guess it's just not even a thing in the new one, right?
Yeah.
Or like, are there just a couple different characters with revives, or do revives?
There's probably like a tool or a character that does it. But like, I don't know. I
was so hyped for the new okay, going back to your hypothetical, dude. I just want a
now.
good
My
new
planet
Battlefield. So yeah, Dan has to be responsible and go do a quiz. He's our engineer boy.
No!
So that he's our engineer boy that does not like lights.
I resent them.
So this is a hilarious freaking way to start this or to end this show. I think this is where we were about to end it anyways. We got a minute or two off, but you know what? That I guess you get to see that. But I was gonna say before we end it, going back to the what game hypothetical, I just want them to make a good modern.
I have addendum to the Battlefield because I actually have my own thing with that.
Okay, go.
I think I have a good idea for a fucking story if they wanted to do it. Is they just make like 12 or so maps of like, it's basically, I think this is how, do you ever play the storyline for Battlefront?
Star
Wars Battlefront. Do you know how the story worked?
Like the Galactic Conquest?
No.
Oh,
that's cooler.
I want that in Battlefield.
That'd be kind of cool, but I'm talking about more the storyline. How it worked is you have to do objectives, and your team had reinforcements, but only a certain amount, while the enemy had infinite.
Oh, okay.
So
I get it.
You were always forced to go into the offensive and like do stuff. I think something like that where you basically play Battlefront. Like you can get you can be a plane guy, or you can switch to the. I think RaceEffect did a bit on this with one of their Battlefield games.
Probably, yeah, dude. Oh man, or just make a new good Star Wars Battlefront game. I know EA tried and failed. I mean, those were like fun to play, but obviously those were ruined by when we were talking about the microtransactions last time.
Darth Vader
games that got ruined by microtransactions. Everyone in the comments on TikTok was saying that it was that you want to come sit down. We're doing the podcast. We're wrapping up. You wanna say hi to the people or no? Oh, there's my phone. Dude, everything. The world is literally just ending right now. But happy, happy 50th episode. Appreciate you guys so much. And thanks for being on this roller coaster with us. I guess
One of you should make an Excel spreadsheet and designate one state to one episode of this podcast, because you could theoretically do that. Or maybe I could do that rather than ranking them. That seems way more fun. Just to put like a state on each of our episodes.
Yeah, you should do that. There's
Okay.
another commitment, just like your Kids Bop channel.
No, that was never a commitment.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. You can also listen as well. If you're listening, you can also watch. And we will, I guess, see you guys next time. Bye.